for a great shot maker, Chris Melling.
Well, this is a shot for the rack right here.
Should be. Boys, these ex-snooker players, is there anything they can't make?
He couldn't have hit it any better than that.
Melling watching Vandenberg set this shot up.
Nick's a pretty lanky fellow. He can stretch out there good enough for this shot.
Extension.
He's taking his extension. Looks like he's got to go down to the end rail and straight back out for the 5.
This looks pretty elementary. I'm not sure what he's asking Chris.
He can reach it okay.
Oh, yeah, comfortably. Well, he did what he should have done. Now Melling can just draw the cue ball back over to the rail where the 6 ball waits.
This is what the players want. They want to be relatively close to that object ball. You don't want to shoot from long distance on this diamond table.
No. We've spoken many times about the size of these pockets. Not a lot of room.
It's not only the size of the pocket, it's the angles that reject the balls.
Vandenberg has put a little extension piece on the end of his cue. Makes for more comfortable cueing on a stretch shot.
Nice shot.
Just a stop shot here.
Not much to say here, Jerry.
No, just watch and enjoy the play. It's should go to Europe.
Well done.
Melling gets the satisfaction of depositing another 9 ball. And he's given his team a 2-1 lead here in our race to 6. The crowd is heating up. Las Vegas is heating up. Please stay with us. We'll be right back with more action in the Mosconi Cup.
Chris.
Welcome back. This is what you need to know. Team Europe took our first match of the day. We're right now involved in the Archer Putnam and Melling Vandenberg match where Europe leads 2-1. We got some great matches coming your way. Next up will be Fayen and Morris. Make sure you stay in your chairs for that one.
Day 1 of 4 days of pool here.
This is rack number 4.
We hope it goes to the 4th day, Jerry.
It usually does.
2 racks to 1.
Fans cheering on Team USA. It's nice of them to have fans over here, isn't it?
We got a pretty packed house here for the first day.
Yeah. There you see it. Lots of fans in attendance. Archer positioning the cue ball for the breakoff. So far in this match, they have traded racks. Europe's taken racks 1 and 3. And America has took rack number 2, so they think rack number 4 should belong to them.
He needs to get 3 balls either past the head string or in the pocket, and he did it. But nothing down. One sets up pretty good right by the side pocket.
Yeah, the problem is that little cluster of the 4, 5, and 7. That could be a little tough to solve. Archer disappointed with the results of that break. You saw him shaking his head.
The key ball here is going to be that 4 ball, Jerry.
Sure is. There's some focus for you, Johnny Archer's eyes.
He's intense, isn't he?
I'm telling you. Oh, how will they attack that 4? Now, the 3 ball is a conclusion that we don't even have to worry about. It's going to disappear.
I think he got the wrong angle. He didn't want to go so far with the cue ball. Ideally,
yeah, but sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, but you see what a fantastic safety he's going to play on that 4 ball. He is going to lock America up. He's going to 4-rail that 4 ball out of there. Well, now, wait a minute.
he was thinking about shooting the 4 down in the corner. Well, you might be right, though. The safety's probably the best shot here.
Well, one would think, but these are some brave lads.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's me? Yeah, you.
Hey, that works.
I think he can see the edge of the 4.
Yeah, but what good does it do him?
Sean, you can hit the edge of this, you might make the 5.
That's what Johnny just said. If you hit the edge of it, you might make the 5. I don't know.
Well, if you're going to do that, you better be plotting the path of that 4 ball as well.
Extension.
You better not try to get too tricky on this shot.
Yeah, it jerks off that ball. You might make the 5.
It's much more difficult because of the distance involved, Jerry.
Go ahead and make the 5.
He needs that behind the 8 ball. There you go.
Fortune shined on Sean Putnam there.
I'm going to get him to buy me a lottery ticket.
I have no idea why he hit it that hard.
I don't either, but he got kicked and still wound up safe.
Jump cue. Nick's going airborne.
It's not legal. Shaft, 2 shafts.
Missed the jump shot and leaves the 4 near a corner. Can he get it to marry the rail? No. This 4 ball is going to be leaving the table in just a moment. Heck, another look. That shot really was not close.
A very thin cut here on this 4 ball for Johnny. And see where the 5 ball is? It's in a bad spot.
What's time look like? 11?
Look out. Whoa. There he goes. In the drink.
The 9 ball pushed the cue ball into the pocket. Take another look. As you see, as it comes down table, it collides with the 9, and that gives it just enough angle.
Anywhere on the table.
This is what every pool player wants to start with, ball in hand.
You might think Vandenberg's too straight here, but he's got a rail he can play off of, so he can send that cue ball anywhere he wishes.
Perfect position.
Nice touch of draw from Mr. Melling. And he's left a great angle for Vandenberg to come back up the table for the 9 ball after the 8 disappears.
He'll probably pull it 2 rails out of this corner. That'll work.
And this is a huge 9 ball for a 3-1 lead for Team Europe. My goodness. America needs a roll here somewhere, Jay. Well, Johnny will try to regroup. If anybody can do it, it's Johnny Archer. Let's take another look.
I think I can scoop back into the car.
Watch this cue ball. Straight into the drink. Johnny saw that coming all day long.
You know, even if he did the scratch there, he had no shot at the 5. 5 would not go past the 6, so
Yeah, but
Sean would have had to play safe from down at the end there anyway.
better than ball in hand.
Absolutely. We're watching first-time Mosconi Cup referee Ken Schumann rack the balls, one of the top tournament officials in the United States.
The last thing USA wants is for Europe to claim 2 consecutive points on the first day.
Rack 5, Team Europe breaking, leading 3-1.
But in America's defense, they can't catch a roll.
This does not look like a legal break.
Illegal break. Team USA has the option. Start the clock.
Yep, everything wanted to stay down at the left end of the table.
What do you think?
We've got 2 clusters of balls there. The 4 and the 8, the 3 and the 6 are both tied up. No real good shot at the 2 ball. I think Team USA will take the shot, but they're going to play a safety.
Clip the 2
See what they're
behind
saying.
the 5 and send the cue ball here behind the 7. You see that shot? Bank the 2 behind the 5, send the cue ball behind the 7 with a little inside. You like that? I like that better than the other way.
Nice commentary by Johnny Archer.
Extension, please.
Extension.
Now, I'm sure you followed all that.
Johnny pretty well explained the shot for all of us.
This is a huge problem for Vandenberg because how do you get safe?
He's illegal, by the way. I think his joke is illegal. He got 2 shots.
Well, they ain't gonna call it. They ain't gonna call it. Don't worry about it.
There's going to be some twists and turns in this rack before it's over.
We got to rush up there on this one because I'll call my extension.
He's not going to get a rail.
Yeah, he has 2 balls to make it.
He did get a rail.
That's good.
But he's not going to be happy. However, what do you do with the 3?
Sean's got to play safe again, I believe.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, what do you think?
Really
Got
doesn't
20
help
seconds?
you. Let's listen.
Just cut the ball in, come up and down. Yeah. There wasn't no safe good there.
Well, I don't know what that was all about. That cue looked like it went off in his hand. He didn't even take a practice stroke. He just got down and shot. A little bit of nerves there by Sean Putnam.
Milling has got to find a way to land on that 3 ball.
He wants to cut it in and break this out, just like that. That's what he wanted to do.
Oh, what bad luck.
I had to hit that ball harder now. I would have never hit it that speed.
But it's time that America got a roll.
Yeah, I think the 6 got him.
Hit him a little bit. Yeah, it had to double kiss something.
This rack far from over, though. As you see this ill roll, we've still got a problem down here with the 8 ball.
Extension.
It's all clustered up.
He can either kick off the side rail or off the end rail into the 3 ball.
Well, I would like going off the end rail because you might be able to get distance and maybe even a blocker on the 6. But let's see what he likes.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, and so does Nick. He doesn't want to get that 3 ball down too close to the 4 and 8. Make sure you hit it here. You do not want to give up ball in hand. He's going to get a...
Is he going to get a rail? Ball
Foul,
in
no
hand,
pushing
America.
After contact. USA has ball in hand.
You know what? I think he's going to have to come down table and play the 4-8 combination. Johnny's looking at it right now.
Well, if anybody can do it, it's Johnny. Now,
Jerry, it feels like one of those situations where Johnny's got to keep Sean pumped up in this match.
yeah. I just want to see if Johnny's going to flirt with this corner pocket down here. I wouldn't want that cue ball anywhere near it.
He almost has to. It's going to be all right.
Yeah. Slow roll it in. Let the cue ball. Let the cue ball. Just cut it in. The cue ball will come up here. Just go ahead and knock it in. Aim it. There you go.
See, Johnny's really coaching right now.
That's what experienced players are supposed
I'll make
to
that.
do.
Don't worry about it. Good shot, Sean.
Johnny gives him some encouragement. Nice shot. They need this rack desperately.
They certainly do. And if this 4 ball goes down, they should have it.
You got to stop it right there. Stop it.
I think Sean can shoot the 5 in the end and just kind of stun the cue ball over towards the 6, just like that.
Archer depositing the 6 ball in the corner and leaving Putnam the perfect shot on the 7. This will bring America within 1. This match is a race to 6, and this will bring our score line to 3 for Europe. Team USA has 2. A little fist pump there. Boy, the crowd really getting into this now. They've been waiting a long time. There's Lee Archer and Melanie. And you see the rest of the happy crowd. We'll be back in just a moment.
Here we are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're at the MGM Grand Hotel, the Mosconi Cup. Jerry, give them the order of play here.
Well, we're watching Archer and Putnam versus Melling and Vandenberg. Next up, a great match, Rodney Morris versus Fay, and then it's Van Boning and Deshane versus Appleton and Souquet. We're going to finish up your day with Van Boning versus Chris Melling.
Lots of good pool today.
Right now, Europe leads 1-0. Let's get back to the match.
This is only the second match of the day. There's Melanie Archer.
And young Lee. And there is their father and husband working on it.
This is rack number 6. Team USA is breaking. Team Europe leads 3 racks to 2.
Sean Putnam to break him up for us.
Good break.
If he gets a shot on the 2, it's a great break. Take another look. Putnam putting his soul into that break shot.
Like it up there?
Can you hold it up?
And the 2 ball is going to set up very nicely. Can America keep Europe in their chair?
One around's in a loop.
This is what you want to see, a shot on the opening ball and all the rest of the balls spread out around the table. No clusters here.
Just keep an eye on the clock for me.
37.
Archer will take the 2 into the corner, of course.
Oh, he wanted to go much further than that.
I think that didn't sound right coming off the Q-tip. He may have miscued just a hair.
He wanted to get that cue ball out to the middle of the table, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
This is a tougher shot than he wanted to leave his buddy.
Just going to play a little short if you have to.
Nope. You know what? I think that the English just skidded off the ball off the first rail.
Extension.
Extension.
Stitching. You only had 6.
Well, it looks like a situation that calls for a safety.
We got 30 now.
They're going to talk about it.
Might as well bank, right?
Might as well.
Huh?
I can cut it, but it's...
I want to cut.
You want to cut?
Yeah. I like the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just play it here.
Johnny likes the bank,
Yeah.
and Sean likes the cut.
15.
Well, but Sean's the one shooting.
There you go.
Still, when Archer speaks, players listen.
Wow.
Shot, baby.
Great shot with this bank. And take a look here.
How we look on time?
21.
Once again, the cue ball went too far. I don't know if the 2 will go past the 8.
Four ball slides by, and 5 ball is going to be another tough shot. They're having trouble, Jay, getting in line, although these boys aren't going to complain too much about this shot.
That's a beautiful shot there by Johnny Archer. He only had a half a pocket on that 4 ball.
Perfect.
Don't think Putnam's not a pool player. This year proved it. And he's still the only player in recent history to win 2 professional events in a row.
See, this is an easy shot for a left-hander to reach, especially one as tall as Sean.
Shot. Way to hit it.
We're going to have a tie match here.
We sure are. Sean's done a great job of leaving Archer a gimme.
That's the ball you want to be straight in on.
Now we've got a match. 3-3 in a race to 6. And the crowd cheering on their team. As Team USA comes down to congratulate their boys in the pit. Wow.
Have the safety on.
The American flag will be waving long this week, I do believe. And take another look as the 9 ball goes away and ties this match up. And that's Johnny Archer saying, that's the way we do it, partner.
I can't even read our score. 3-3.
Take a look here at order of play today that you're already familiar with. Morris and Fayen will be next.
Who's your
Van Boning and DeShane versus Appleton and Souquet. Then Van Boning comes right back to the table to face off against Chris Melling.
Where's Lane?
I like Shane playing those last 2 matches today.
I bet Shane likes it too.
Yeah.
Talk about coming into a match warm.
He's probably, for the Team USA, he's probably the #1 player, and Ralph Souquet is probably the #1 player for Team Europe.
I think I can find some players on both teams, though, who are going to want to disagree with you. Or they wouldn't be out there. There's Ralph Souquet with his coach, Johan
The match is
Rushnick.
tied at 3.
Nick Vandenberg to break.
Need a little miscue on this one.
This match is tied 3 games apiece. They're going to 6. See how silent it gets before the break?
That will be a legal break. 2 balls went down. But the problem...
Start the clock.
Oh, no, he's got the 1 ball up. My mistake.
Well, he's still got a little problem with the 3 ball here. The 3 doesn't really have an open pocket, Jerry. Now it's next to the 7 in the side. That's the key to this rack, getting from the 1 to the 3 ball.
He'll hit the rail first so that he gets an angle coming off the 1 that'll take him down table. Oh, that's not going to work.
That's no good.
That was a great shot for Team USA.
That's that new cloth. That ball goes forward.
Just an error with the cue ball control there.
Archer's telling Putnam that's that new cloth.
Yeah, it's sliding. The cue ball slides.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw a shot a few racks ago where the English was lost.
Extension.
But this cloth will wear in over the week, and that problem will get a lot less severe.
Jerry, this is a real hard ball to hit. There's no real open kick shot anywhere.
Well, we've seen Vandenberg pull some kick miracles in the past. He'll need one here.
He looks like he's trying to go
What
3
is he
rails.
doing?
Oh, he tried to shorten it up. No good. Ball in hand for Team USA.
Ball
You
in hand.
left-handed. I want you shooting this. Are you left-handed?
All of a sudden, it makes this a real easy rack.
Yeah, this way, right? Yeah, you left Duke.
Johnny diagrams the shot for his partner.
Instructions over. Time to shoot.
How's it look?
Jay, there's just nothing to stop him now.
Just try to force it out here.
What do you want to do? Whatever you want to
What
do.
do you think?
Why wouldn't he just stop the ball?
Yeah, it looks like he could stop it. Shoot the 5 right in the side. Might go forward just a hair. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that shot.
That's good. Just take your time. My bad. That's all right. We're okay.
Johnny says, my
That's a
bad.
good
He
shot.
knows he didn't put the cue ball in the ideal spot. Sean's shooting that 5 in the side.
Well, all he's got to do is make it.
You are the man, baby.
Johnny says, you are the man.
Stay over here.
Not much to say here. It's pretty obvious where this ball goes.
Johnny once again to mop up the 9 ball.
And Team USA now leads this match 4-3. That'll put a little lift in their hearts. Crowd likes it. And there again are the archers celebrating the moment. And a lot of people celebrating the moment in Las Vegas this week. Chris Melling and Nick Vandenberg trying to gather themselves. It's really quite a raucous week here in Vegas. We've got the Mosconi Cup, the National Finals Rodeo. We are full of cowboys and cowgirls. Here you see the lineup for the teams. Johnny Archer, he's been here 15 times. Mike DeShane, is his first appearance. Rodney Morris has been here 8 times. Sean Putnam, 4. Shane Van Boning, 5. Darren Appleton for Europe, shown up 3 times. Fayen's been here 7. Chris Melling, another rookie, but Ralph Souquet, 15 times he's been here. Nick Vandenberg, 5. We've got a lot of experience on both teams and only 1 rookie. The rookies are doing very, very well, which is impressive for a Mosconi Cup. We have seen we've seen some players crumble in this event in the past.
There's probably no event they play in all year that has more pressure than this one.
1-5, just a little. Sorry.
No
I mean, I
problem,
know
John.
it ain't much, but
Johnny's not happy with that.
Who's up?
1-5.
The 1 ball and the 5 ball. He said they're apart. Referee Ken Schumann obliges.
We're up. We're up, yeah.
Just a little. I'm sorry. See how it's off a little bit?
We're up. We're up.
The whole idea of these magic racks is to have all the balls freeze together.
Frankly, I don't understand how they are not.
Johnny's really fussing over this rack.
Just looks like it. Maybe you sit better for this side.
You know, Jerry, ultimately, at some point, Ken Schumann can just tell him, go ahead and break the balls.
Yeah, he'd say, this is the best you're going to get, go for it. But Kenny doesn't want to give them a crack in the first part of the rack. That can result in a very, what we call, muddy break.
I can't see nothing there.
Okay.
I'm not going to force you to take it.
No, that's fine. I'll go for that. That's fine.
Boy, Johnny's really fussing over this rack.
Well, if there are any cracks in it, he wants to know where they are so he can use them to his advantage.
This is rack number 8. USA is breaking. They lead 4-3.
4-3, going to 6. The Mosconi Cup is a race to 11. First team to win 11 matches will win the Mosconi Cup this year.
Nice break. I do believe Johnny's going to be happy with this one.
You might have to use a touch of inside.
Start the clock.
Come back. You come in here, right?
Yeah.
He's got to avoid the 8-ball with his position here.
Yeah, America really wants this rack. With a 1-rack lead right now at 4-3, they could go to a 5-3 lead and be on the hill.
Boy, that's a friendly roll there.
Yeah, I got it.
That you?
On me.
That you?
Sean says, is that you?
And see, all the assistance or mental work that Johnny's done has got Sean in a great mood. Sean was depressed earlier, and Archer has turned that around.
Johnny's good at that. He's a great partner.
That you? Come on, Bo. What's up, man?
I like the way they're talking to one another.
Just got to get drawn straight back.
Yeah, straight back.
They're keeping each other pumped up here.
Yeah. I mean, just do what you got to do.
4-3.
Just make sure it hits
Team
that
America
rail.
right
Off
now.
outside a little.
It is, of course, a race to 6.
It goes on the side.
You shoot from here. Come look at it. From right here. Come look at. Come look
I
at
see it. I know what you're talking about.
Right here, right?
That's perfect.
What Johnny's saying to Sean is he's just going to shoot a little stop shot. The cue ball slides slightly to the right. Sean will then shoot the 7 in the side, ideally.
What do you want, high side, low side?
Just, yeah.
If they get these 3 balls off the table, America will have a 5-3 lead.
If you like it, what do you like?
In a race to
we got
6.
extension. Hold on a second.
We call that being on the hill when you
Okay.
need one
What are you
game.
looking at? Going back over here?
I'm thinking about coming around. Or one rail straight back.
I like the
over here.
1 rail better. Extension, please.
Extension.
And that will, of course, tie our Mosconi Cup because Europe took the first point. That would give the second point to America.
Johnny wants to, just to go back across the table. This will be good.
Johnny likes it.
He's just going to roll the 8 up in the corner and let the cue ball go forward. This will be Jerry, this will be 4 games in a row for Team USA.
USA on the hill now. 5-3. And Team Europe has got to make something happen, and they got to make it happen right now.
They turned this match around.
That was the right shot, too.
Okay, folks, stay with us. Stay in your chairs. We're going to be back in just a moment. Getting oh so close to the finish line here. But it's Johnny Archer and Sean Putnam versus Chris Melling and Vandenberg. As you can see, Archer and Putnam have a 5-3 lead. They're on the hill. Next up, Morris and Fayen. Then a great one, Van Boning and DeShane versus Appleton and Sue Kay. Then Van Boning and Melling.
Lots more good pool up today.
Yep. Europe leads this Mosconi Cup 1-0.
This is rack number 9. Team Europe breaking, trailing 5-3.
This is day 1 of 4 days.
Well, Europe has to make something happen in this rack or they're going to suffer a loss. And that is not the way to make something happen. The cue ball is married up against the 9. Melling really does a good break shot. The cue ball just rolls up to say hello to the edge of the 9.
Vandenberg's going to have to push out here. He's got no choice. But where do you push out to? That's the 5 ball buried in that corner pocket.
Well, in the past, Vandenberg has favored pushing out to a jump shot because he favors the jump shot. But I don't see a place to push to for a jump shot here.
Behind the 3 ball. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's using that 3 ball.
Shoot or require Team Europe to shoot.
They're going to make Europe shoot. You watch. They're going to give this one back. They're going to take a look at it, but they're not taking this shot.
That is a very tough jump shot.
I don't like that, do you?
Johnny says, you don't like that, do you?
That thing is legal.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
The only thing in Vandenberg's favor is he's got a ball sitting in the corner pocket, which makes that pocket much larger.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
They passed.
I missed your start, Ken.
Oh, he'll hit the ball. He'll get over that 3 ball all right. It's what happens next that's the question.
Good height.
He tried to make that 5 ball. Look at this setup. Look out, look out. Oh, wow.
I'll shoot it.
I assume that ball is still free to the pocket. Yep, looks like it is.
I'm just slow rolling it in off the 3.
There's how we got here. See, he was trying to make that 5 ball as well as the 1. He had a two-way shot there, but neither one of them went down for him. And now Team USA on the hill with an open rack.
Tell me when I look, Sean.
Got to be careful. If you touch a ball, it's a foul here.
Inch.
That's what he wanted to do, is get position off that 3 ball.
Just make the ball. Don't worry about position.
Johnny says, just make the ball. Don't worry about position.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cue ball might run into the 7 here.
Doesn't matter. 5 is in the pocket.
Shot, baby.
Uh-oh. It may matter now.
Boy, you could have never legislated for that, but all he needs is the edge of that 5, and I think he's got it.
We might trip on that star. Put it back up there. We'll have a trip on it.
Well, if I can find it.
I try to just do whatever.
It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on the 6. Does he come back across? Surely he's got to.
Yeah, he just comes straight across, just like that.
Ooh,
wow.
That ball
That's not so
skidded
good.
out.
7/8's good down here.
You know, he hit that awful hard.
7/8's good. Whatever you want to do.
I think he was trying to twist it a little with English, but he just didn't take.
It's okay. What big pocket there.
Fortunately, Sean can reach across the table and shoot this 6. Cue ball might just run right up into that 7 and 8, just like that.
Oh, a little too close to his work, but he's got a good angle.
Johnny can shoot the 7 inside, send the cue ball down to the end rail, and back up table for the 8. Kind of got a good roll there, Jerry.
Yeah, Sean just gave us a nice big smile because of it, too.
This should not be too difficult for Johnny Archer. And it's not.
Now, as Sean Putnam comes back to the table, feast your eyes on that cue stick he's playing with. That is a beautiful piece of work.
You want to roll forward, do it.
And it was made by Sean.
That's what you got to do.
This is for the match right here.
It sure is.
Boy, he put a big stroke on that ball.
This shot to tie the Mosconi Cup at 1 apiece. Johnny Archer gets it done, and we are tied. One game apiece. Oh boy, the crowd now getting into it. Sean Putnam saying, "Thank you, buddy. You pulled me through that one," and indeed he did. Well, we'll be back in just a moment with a lot more action. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the 18th Mosconi Cup. This was the moment Team America got their first point on the board. We've played 2 matches so far, and as things currently stand, it's defending champions Europe 1, Team America 1. This is a state of play on day 1 as well. We started with the game of everyone getting involved. Team Europe against Team America, and obviously it's blue, which meant defending champions nicked the first point of the evening. America will pull one back. As you can see, we've got 2 games of singles coming up for you tonight, and the first of those 2 is Rodney Morris against Niels Fyen. That one's coming up next. Then we have a game of doubles, and we'll finish this tonight with a game of singles. But I'm pleased to say the boys are with me, Johnny and Sean. Congratulations, firstly. Obviously a very important point. I was watching that game with interest, Johnny, because it's too early to call it a turning point had you won or lost that. But was it? Because there was a point in that game where you were trailing, and there was a moment where Nick Vandenberg failed to either, pot a ball or touch a cushion, and it was ball in hand for you guys. And I really did see that as a massive turning point in that match. For you guys, 2-0 down, would that be, a worrying time, or is it still too early on day 1 to even think about something like that?
Well, it's early, but it's, it's like any match can turn anything around. So, we were 3-1 down, and all the momentum was in their favor, and then he made a bad break and kind of gave us, a little bit of life, and then we slowly started creeping back, and then, of course, you've seen what happened on the end, and we just try to stay in there. We know our teammates are coming behind us, so that loosened us up a little bit.
Lots of nerves out there, Sean. You played in one Mosconi Cup before. What's it like as a player when you're representing your country?
Representing your country is the most pressure you'll ever feel in your life. And every one of us is used to playing for ourselves. We're all individuals, more out there trying to beat each other up. But when you're playing for your country, you almost can't even describe the feeling. The nerves turn about 10 times more when you're playing for your country, and your friends that are on your team are looking up to you to come through. And we're all ranked 1 through 5th in the country, so we're not allowed to make mistakes. We have to come with it when it's time to shoot the shot.
Is it quite bizarre? Because we've obviously got 10 of the best ball players in the world on show over the next 4 days. But still, when you play a game of doubles, you're not sure about a shot. You ask Johnny and vice versa. Is that quite strange that for some reason you don't feel confident enough to just play your normal game?
Yeah, it's tough because you can't build a rhythm. There's no way in this kind of a event to ever build a rhythm to get going. So you have to actually, your heart rate's going to stay low the whole match. You're never going to be able to speed your heart rate up to get going and freewheel a little bit. And playing with your opponent, you have to know how he plays also. You can't, I'm left-handed, he's right-handed. I can't leave him a lot of my shots. I have to actually be aware of putting him on the right side of the table so it makes it easier for him.
Johnny, we saw last year in York Hall in Bethnal Green how important the home advantage can be. How are they shaping up for you, the American fans?
They're wonderful fans, just to have listen to you behind you, USA, it's like, I'm not out here alone. They're with me no matter what happens. And that just gives you just about that little to get you through. And it's like anything, it's just a greatest feeling in the world to be there.
Okay, congratulations, a point on the board. Let's hear it for Team America, everyone. Thanks, guys. We're going to have a very quick break, and when we come back, the Rocket, Rodney Morris in action. See you in a sec.
Thank you, and welcome back to the action. We're coming to you live from the MGM Grand, Las Vegas. It's the PartyPoker.net Mosconi Cup, brought to you by Matchroom Sport. We're live on Sky Sports HD. It's now time to meet our players. Ladies and gentlemen, a 30-second shot clock. The referee in charge is Michaela Tab. And here we go. Representing Team USA, would you please welcome the Rocket, Rodney Morris. And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing Team Europe, would you please welcome the Terminator, Niels Fire!
Down to singles play now, and historically the Americans have owned the singles battles. It's day one here, our third match to start things out. Rodney Morris on the left, Niels Fyan on the right, the Terminator versus the Rocket. And our presenter Andy Goldstein has made his way into the commentary box and sits beside me. Andy, you love the singles action, don't you?
I do. It's fast and furious as well, isn't it?
Europe wins the lag.
And Niels just wins the lag. The race to 6 and all the momentum that Europe had after winning the team
Race to
event
6 racks.
has been taken
First
away,
rack,
courtesy of Putnam and Archer.
Jim, let me ask you, I asked Johnny Archer there
Get
in
the spotlights
the interview
off,
just before the
please.
break about how big a point that last match was. Too early to call it a turning point, but had Team Europe gone 2-0
Can
up,
we get the spots off,
would have been
please?
difficult for America to start clawing it back, even at this early stage, wouldn't it?
Well, and America knows that Europe right now is
Thank
fighting
you.
jet lag. They're trying to settle into a time zone. A lot of these guys, 9-hour time change from Europe and 8 hours from the UK. America knows they've got to make a mark here on day one. And Niels with the break. Well, he's got one into the side pocket. 2 balls past the head string. It's a legal break. Again, these players not hitting them near as hard. They've sussed it out. That 9 ball is actually being racked on the top spot. So they've worked out that they don't really have to pound that break, and they're getting the sort of reaction from the balls that they desire. But obviously, Andy, the softer you can hit them, the more that you can control things.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so important to get control of that cue ball on the break. And I tell you what, all the balls in a potting position here. Niels will fancy dishing from the break here.
From The Hague, neither one of these players strangers to Mosconi Cup action. And they've both sipped champagne from the Mosconi Cup as well.
The Rocket Rodney Morris, he really does feed off adrenaline, doesn't he? We saw him bouncing around last year in your call.
Niels and Rodney, really different sort of perspectives as far as teammates go. Rodney just builds on emotion and tries to really wind it up. Niels, a lot more staid, more controlled his emotion, just gets the job done. Puts in a lot of time on the practice table, and he's got terrific technique. You watch the way that cue is delivered through the cue ball. Seldom does it
Extension.
stray off that intended line.
He didn't look happy with that.
No, he tried to leave the gap between the 8 and the 9. He can get through to the 5, but I don't think he's left enough room to be able to make it. The position he left himself with the 4. This was always going to be the difficult aspect. Tough to tell how much of this 5 he can see.
Not enough to hit it. He wants it to move on. He wants the cue ball to move up a bit. And
I think he's played a great shot. But he has left Rodney a chance. I don't know whether Rodney fancies trying to jump over these, but I wonder as well if that might not be set as an in off that 5 off the 6 into the side pocket. He's got the short cue.
And also, Jim, as well, the 6 is heading down to that corner pocket as well if he hits it too thick. Oh, man.
It was a long one. It was a tough one because a lot of distance between the cue ball and the obstructing balls. Well, it's a let-off for Niels Fyan.
Not often you see that, an attempt at a jump shot that don't even make the jump.
Not at this level, Andy, you don't. And just weighing up the angle he wants to leave himself to be able to get from the 7 to the 8. I'd like to be able to draw it off the 2 side cushions and back down for the 8. That's exactly what he's left himself. So he'll dig into this cue ball with a lot of right-hand spin as he looks, and side cushion, and down for the 8. He won't be too bothered being near that side cushion, Andy, either. He's got a nice angle on this 8.
He's going to drop the 9 into the same pocket. And the perfect start for Team Europe. Very important to get off the mark very quickly, and Niels Fine will be over the moon.
Yes, just the sort of start he would have wanted, though. He watched Chris Melling and Vandenberg in the previous match. They were in front in the early going. It's more important that you hit the last ball, not the first one. And the order of play here on day 1 as it unfolds. There you can see 1 blue, 1 red. Singles play, the order right now. Then it's back to doubles play again. And we wind up day 1 here at Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard with singles action. Shane Van Boning, Chris Melling. That's one you won't want to miss.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to watching Melling playing the singles. I've seen him quite a few times play English pool, and he flies around the table. I was telling a few people here earlier who haven't seen him, I said the sort of speed he plays at is very similar to Tony Drago. Maybe not as quick as Tony, but boy does he fly.
And just exudes confidence as Chris Melling too. As I said, you really want to stay close to your TV sets for that match, folks. But our focus right now,
rack, America to
Rodney
break,
Morris,
and
Niels
by 1
Fine,
rack to 0.
And the Rocket to break rack number 2. It's a race to 6. And that's just what Europe wanted. A wayward cue ball, and ball in hand at this level almost always translates into a bead being slid over for your opponent.
Rodney's one of those players who really does play with his heart on his sleeve, and you do feel that when it doesn't run for him, it really affects him. Whereas Niels is the sort of player where he's just so focused that if he does get into a rut, you know he'll get out of it.
But Rodney is one of those teammates that you always want because he's so positive, he lives in the present, and he's got all that energy that, you know, just you feed off as a teammate. I know the Americans are always delighted to see him make up part of this USA team. And Niels, well, he needed a good performance in the U.S. Open to secure his spot and just edged out his countryman, Hu Ji-si. Now, what kind of a team does Europe have when the reigning world 9-ball champion doesn't make the side? Tremendously talented.
Remind us who did win the US Open again.
Another European for the second time, Darren Appleton. The Americans, they know full well they're going to have to find another gear in this year's Mosconi Cup. The early days of the Mosconi Cup, USA owned it. But the balance of power has shifted across the Atlantic.
I do see this European team, Jim, as one of the strongest they've had for a very long time. Favourites for the tournament as well, just.
They were. They started out bigger favourites, and I think there's been a little bit of money placed on America because it's got a little closer in the late going.
You had a couple of dollars on it, Jim?
I don't bet, Andy. Much.
I was going to say, I think you got the words bet and win mixed up.
Well, this is vital again for Niels. Everything's in the open. And sometimes when you're expected to get them, that's when the pressure is a little greater.
Well, if you could pick the last remaining 5 balls up and put them anywhere on the table, you'd probably put them around about where they are now, so you'd fancy Niels to clear up from here.
Cues so straight, just mechanical, and that's one thing about the European side. Just every one of them are diligent on the practice table. They put in a lot of hours. These guys are all full-time pool pros. Even though some of their priorities change as life would have it. Neil's a proud father now. And he and his wife, Kat, she's a terrific player as well, Kat. Neil's his wife. They're now a family.
Got a tear in my eye after that, Jim. Just a case of dropping 2 balls in now for Europe to take a 2-point lead. Remember, it's the race to 6.
And I know Neil's his young daughter at 1 year old be celebrating her 2nd birthday. Not too far away. This would be a great present. Never in doubt. The Terminator securing a 2-0 advantage over Rodney Morris. Team Europe clear sailing right now. And the Rocket. Well, that wayward break, he knows. Now he's got to sit in his chair. He's going to watch Niels come out of his chair to break. You never want to wish your opponent any bad luck, but in this alternating break format, I'll tell you, Andy, it's tough to overhaul a lead. There you can see the Mosconi Cups, the appearances. Have a look at that. The 15th appearance for Johnny Archer, tying Ralph Souquet, 1 in front of Mika Immonen.
Who would you say, Jim, when you look at both lineups, where are the strengths and the weaknesses in both teams?
For me, it used to be the rookies were the weak links. Not anymore. The rookies here on both sides, Chris Melling, Mike Duchesne, I think they're going to be, towers of power. But obviously, they always look to the experience. You look at the players like Souquet and Archer with all those years of experience. They have to be able to settle the troops, keep them focused, keep them in line, along with the captains, Charlie Williams and Johan Rushink. This is about teamwork, thinking together, bonding, and playing as one.
Jim, just explain to people at home how important it is. Michaela there is having a word and racking up the balls, and the rest of the European teammates looking on. But for Niels is making sure that all the balls are touching. Explain to people at home just exactly the difference between if 1 or 2 are loose, if there's a few cracks in the rack.
If the balls aren't all touching, you don't get a total disbursement of the colors. They don't split the way you expect them to and the way you use when you practice breaking on the practice table. And that's an illegal break anyway. Even though he didn't make anything, it doesn't matter. He would have gone away from the table regardless. So, but I think Rodney with the choice now. He's just put Niels back in.
Morris will be itching to get his Q arm going. He hasn't really had a chance yet in tonight's match. He'll get his chance.
Yes, that score in the top corner of your screen, 1-1. That's the one everybody focuses on. This is our 3rd match. And the first team to win 11 matches, effectively 11 points, they'll be the ones you'll see celebrating on center stage. And this is a push-out, Andy. He's just pushing the top cushion. And that's why Morris put him back in. Rodney wanted to come to the table with a choice. Now, Niels has kind of thrown the gauntlet down here. He's left the Rocket with a chance at the 1. It's a tough one.
I think the thing he'll be thinking about is Rodney's still cold. I think if it was maybe 2-2, possibly wouldn't have played that shot. The fact that Rodney's not really had the chance to get his arm going yet makes this more difficult. But you wouldn't think that when he pots them. That was a great shot.
Made to look easy. One of the trademarks of Rodney Morris. He's always got that very casual gait around the table.
So difficult. He's digging down on the cue ball, not only potted it but controlled exactly where the white ended up.
And you have to wonder, what is Niels thinking now, the way that Rodney just knocked that one in? That was a mistake from him, and Morris has just proved it. Come on. Oh, that could have gone wrong, and he sure hasn't left it easy. A difficult 3.
Yeah.
It looks like it just slithers past that 8 into the corner pocket.
think it does, but then again, you've got to control that cue ball. You're digging down on it. Oh, it did go. It did go.
Didn't have a lot of room, but it did pass. And look at the chance he's given Niels.
I do feel Rodney sometimes throws his shoulder into the shot, doesn't he? There's plenty of room for that 3 to get through.
Andy, there is so much pressure out there, you can't even begin to understand it. Unless you've represented your country in a team event, it is so difficult.
I represented the Cub Scouts once. Is that similar?
I know the most nervous I've ever felt was representing Canada in the World Cup of snooker. And I mean, that back arm felt like it was on a roller coaster half the time I was out there.
Were you with Kirk and Cliff in that one?
Correct. Then I played once with Cliff Thorburn and Elaine Robidoux as well. That was actually our last one in Thailand, but it's just so much pressure. Like I say, you can't possibly imagine it unless you've been out there and lived it.
Did you feel the weak link?
I was definitely the weak link. And they let me know as well.
Oh, Neil's fine. 2 up at the moment. We'll see. This is a huge opportunity.
And Niels also knows, though, a player like Rodney, it's not over till it's over, because Morris will fight for every last breath that he's got, and Niels will be trying to punctuate this one.
He's got lots of room to work around. Can either play it just shy of the 9 or past it. He's pumped it in.
Great strike. Beautiful hit, that one. Would have liked a little more angle, but I mean, he could thump this in and just get the cue ball out, play the 9 into the side pocket.
I think he'll push it up and play the 9 into the corner just to the left of his hand.
Oh, he had plenty of angle. He actually overhit that. Force that again. He's got so much cue power. I mean, he's overhit that by about 3 feet. It didn't look like he had much angle at all. Big shot here, big moment. Gets it right into the throat of the pocket. And his reaction tells it all. Niels Fyen, Europe off to a flyer here in the third match. 3-0. More to come from the MGM Grand. Stay with us. In the City of Lights, the city of non-stop action, you have booked a ticket, the hottest ticket in town. It is the Mosconi Cup, coming to you from the MGM Grand. Alongside Andy Goldstein, I'm Jim Weich, bringing you all the action, and Rodney Morris is in dire straits here against Niels Fyen. USA versus Europe. And Andy, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that Morris has to start knocking some balls in here.
Not really had the chance yet. He's still a bit cold. We talked about it earlier. It must be so difficult for these players that when you're representing not only your country but your teammates as well, if you don't have the chance to get going.
Another mistake.
Again, proof.
He had the perfect angle on that. He knew if he got it, he was going to be plumb on the 3. And he's missed it.
And not only that, look where he's left it.
Now, the only thing that's difficult to tell, but Rodney is definitely fighting with himself. But I think he's just off angle to be able to draw this straight back for the 3. So difficult to tell, again, from that perspective. But the way Niels plays this will tell us. Oh, he was dead straight in. No danger at all. And this has got 4-0 written all over it. In a race to 6, alternating break. That's not the way that Rodney Morris wanted to start this match out. The most helpless chair in the arena.
Apart from my one sat next to you, Jim. If Niels does win this, you're going to have another little sing-song? Jim Weich, obviously you guys don't know, but sings in every ad break. I think if you press your red button on Sky, you'll probably hear that.
You know, the one thing that has been very evident here is when Niels has had a chance, I mean, he's never put a foot wrong.
That one stamped his feet. Nearly commentators cursed Jim White. I don't want to show favouritism, but just keep that to a minimum, if you would, please. He should clear up from here, shouldn't he, Jim?
Nice angle on the 7. Floats the cue ball down for the 9. He's got the speed of this table. And he's got this match by the throat. 4-0 in the race to 6 again. Niels Feijen has stamped his authority on this match right from the outset. Rodney Morris in a bit of trouble as we see the order of play here on day number 1. We're halfway home. Singles action, and then you're going to see a little doubles action. And again, that'll be a great one. Appleton and Souquet, boy, that's going to be a tough pairing to overhaul. But then the one for me, Van Boning, best player on Team USA for my money, against the rookie. Man, full of confidence, Chris Melling.
I mentioned to Johan at the top of the show that in previous Mosconis, I've always felt the double sides that we put out were quite weak. You look at that one there, and you just think that he's changed it in preference to really strong doubles matches. They're obviously the ones that worry him.
Yeah, like I said, historically, I mean, day 1 has usually gone to the home side. And when the Americans come to London, they're always fighting the jet lag, the time change. And, you know, again, that's something that, unless you travel, it's difficult to settle in. They say you need 1 day for every hour of time change before you fully settle in.
That one.
I'll cancel my flight. I'll go back on the Tuesday then. Can you lose the Mosconi Cup on the first day? I know if you're 4-1 down, the chances of you coming back are difficult. But surely after 1 day's play, 4-1 down, only 3 points difference, you can't lose it on the first day, can you, Jim?
Well, no, you can't lose it on the first day. You can't win it on the first day. But all the first day is about is securing momentum, establishing that little bit of intimidation, letting the opposition know that you're here for the full fight. I mean, a lot of mental messages being sent back and forth right now between these teams. Rack number 5. And a good break here from Feijen. And that's not it. He's left Rodney a chance. He knows it. Again, I said it earlier in the broadcast, he won't take Rodney lightly, no matter what the score is.
Rodney will see this as a huge opportunity to get his first point on the scoreboard. And they're all in perfect positions. But, what on earth is wrong with the Rocket, Rodney Morris?
He just hasn't got off the launch pad at all. And I'll tell you something, Rodney, I mentioned that Niels narrowly took out Hu Ji for that 5th and last spot on Team Europe. I can tell you the same thing with Rodney Morris. I mean, Dennis Hatch was in prime position to be representing Team USA here, and Morris just pipped him as well.
I've got to tell you as well, Rodney Morris, he doesn't look like the normal Rodney Morris we've seen in previous Mosconis. He looks like he's stuff on his mind. I don't know if it's because he's 4-0 down or he just didn't fancy this match.
All of the above.
Complete contrast. Niels Feijen is flying at the moment.
Again, everything in the open. This is down to Niels staying in focus and just controlling that nerve. It's all about composure and concentration being married. Both players get on with the business. They don't muck around at the table.
Packed house here. I'm assured that every day is sold out, which is just incredible. The atmosphere is wonderful in there.
They had to put in extra seating. They added, I think it was 100 extra seats this year to accommodate the overflow.
Best 9-ball tournament in the world, the Mosconi Cup.
And just keeps getting better and better. Andy, you even mentioned that, Team Europe, this is the best side that they've ever brought across the Atlantic. Every year you're going to say that about both of these teams. The qualifying that they have to go through, the Mosconi Cup points and all the tournaments that are played throughout the year, every one of these guys here by right. And it means so much. It's almost like winning an event on its own when you make your way onto the Mosconi Cup team. And Niels, again, just methodically going through the balls. What a settling influence he must be for his teammates.
Be interesting to see what the non-playing captain Charlie Williams says to them after this match, because I don't know if you remember, last year Team Europe was struggling. I think it was on the second day, and we saw Johan giving Darren Appleton a massage. Do you remember after one of the matches? And it really did help, and it changed things for Team Europe. And so important, that experience that Johan and the Europeans have, which Charlie doesn't. I know he's played 5 times in the Mosconi, but playing and managing, 2 completely different things.
Absolutely correct, Andy. And this year, Charlie Williams has barred all family and friends from the practice room. This is about Team USA only. And right now, Team USA is in serious trouble. That's 5-0 in the race to 6. Alternating break format. Rodney Morris, you've got a hill in front of you, and you've got ice skates on. Again, the order of play, if you're just joining us, that's what's happened. 1-1 the score, and it looks very much like it's going to be 2-1 to Europe. And this is just the excitement. You can cut the air out there with a knife.
If you're playing a team game, Jim, and one of your team players gets stuffed 6-0, does it affect you if you're not involved in that match as much as it would do if you were?
Every dagger that's thrown, you all feel it. Because right now, Rodney is playing for USA, not himself. And every one of them, every one of his teammates, every one of the USA fans here in attendance feel his pain right now.
Trailing by 5 racks.
Johnny Archer's daughter can't even watch.
And the left-hander at the table to break. The 6th rack. He's had a few chances, and he's missed a few balls. And every single time he has, Fian has punished him.
Legal?
Yeah. Start the clock.
One more look at the Rockets break.
Lost the cue ball as well. One of the things they try and do on every single break is just try and keep that cue ball right in the center of the table.
Yeah, just a legal break, and Niels asked Michaela just to make sure, because you might have been able to put Morris back in again. But it was a legal break, even though it was dry. Oh, look at this shot.
Look where the cue ball's going. That's an awesome shot. Look at that.
That's a shot of a man who is brimming with confidence and owns a 5-0 advantage.
Wonderful shot.
He's having a look just to see if he can contact the 9 as you see the cue ball coming down and just landing perfectly on the 2. And that ball traveled about 22, 23 feet to where it's dropped right here. Now, if he can flick the 9 and open that 6 up, it'd be perfect. And he's done it.
And he wanted to make sure, and he hasn't done it, that the 9 didn't get in the way of the 8, which it has done. He just wanted to flick that a tiny bit more.
Controlled perfectly. He's just off straight on the 3. The 4 is over the side pocket. He's looking at that. 5 beside it. You would have to expect Niels to win right here. I know Rodney does.
I wonder what Rodney will be thinking. Nothing you can do when you're sat there. You just got to wait for your opponent to make the mistake, which Rodney has made many of this afternoon.
You know, the beautiful thing about winning this point for Europe, too, is they know the very worst that day one can show them is a 3-2 disadvantage, even if they do somehow lose the last two matches.
Extension.
Now what he's thinking here is, when he pots the 4, he's going to be pushing the 5 towards that corner pocket. He's got to judge this perfectly. There you go, he wants that to bounce. That's perfect. Great shot.
I think you can sharpen your pencil in this one. Boy, what kind of a statement does this make?
He wants to leave an angle on the 6 here. This is what you do when you're thinking of 2 shots in advance. Doesn't want to be straight on this. So he can pot this and pull up the table for the 7 in the same pocket. Great shot. Great shot.
Floats the cue ball past the 8.
It's all about slow rolls now. Drop the 7 in, stun the 8 in, and pop the 9 into the opposite pocket of the black.
Well, he caught Rodney Morris a little out of sorts. But I'll tell you what, the way that Niels has played, I'm not sure it would have mattered.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with his form, but Niels has just been superb. So focused.
And our first whitewash, courtesy of Niels Fine. And you won't see many of these, but a 6-0 fist pump from the Terminator and a 2-1 advantage. Team Europe over Team USA. Next up, it's going to be the future of American pool. Shane Van Boning and Mike Duchesne up against the Kaiser and Dynamite, Souquet and Appleton. Doubles play to come next. And we continue with Mosconi Cup action.